God is good even when we have bad news, guys. So today, I gotta bring some news that is bad news, but actually, if you hear me out, wait and be patient with me. You'll see how this actually could be good news, right? I really believe, actually, it is good news. So anyway, let me get right to the point. Final Fantasy XI, the remake, which was actually supposed to be a mobile game, by the way, so not very hot for me, in my opinion. Don't really care a whole lot about mobile MMO gaming, right? But anyway, it's supposed to be canceled, right? So this was supposed to have been a remake being done by Nexon, which is another red flag, by the way. But anyway, so according to a Korean news site, which I'll link that down below, it's, you know, you have to translate it because obviously it's in Korean. However, they're reporting that it has been canceled. It was announced back in 2015 as part of the Vanity L project, and we've really not seen a lot from it. Obviously, as you can tell from what I'm showing in this video, I'm probably going to mainly be using Final Fantasy XI, the original footage, because there's not a lot to show besides some screenshots. It almost practically leaked out for the most part. But anyway, there just was never a lot of information. It felt really bizarre, and I thought they were just waiting, because Square Enix does do that sometimes. They'll wait until they have a whole lot to show and they're much closer to release, and then they'll pop it out. And other times, you know, that's not the case. Depends on how much hype they want to build. But I think with this, they were really, they've been putting more content into the Final Fantasy XI Online for PC lately. It just kind of felt right, like they were trying to, you know, trying to keep that particular Final Fantasy alive, and it is very special and different, and even in its state that it's in right now, with being able to hire mercenaries or whatever they're called in the game to help you do content and everything, it still is a very unique game. Not quite as unique as it was at launch, obviously. But in any case, it looks like that this is not happening. Now, in my opinion, I believe this could be good news. First of all, Nexon, ouch. Don't really have a lot of faith in that company, for one thing. Another thing, mobile, ooh, ow, you're just stabbing me right where it hurts, right? Like, so the thing is, what I'm hoping this means is that they're going to move the project over to Square Enix in-house, or even a better developer in general. But of course, there's no news for that or anything like that. However, I'm hoping what they're doing here is they did a little test, because this is very Square Enix, right? And to do something like this, so they did a little test. They launched some new content for Final Fantasy XI, and it did bring a lot of players back and got a lot of hype going, and of course everybody's super excited about it, and it's doing great. So I think when they saw that, they were like, you know what? There's still some life left in this game. There's still a magic here that we're not necessarily fulfilling that particular need for MMO players with Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy XIV is a different, it's more of a World of Warcraft style, right? And Final Fantasy XI is more of an EverQuest style. Those are two totally different types of MMOs. So what I'm hoping for here is that they're going to remake it correctly and for PC. And honestly, I gotta admit, I made a video about this a while back, and reading through the comments and everything, I actually have to definitely agree that I hope that this is a simultaneous release for PS5, for the Xbox One Series X, and the PC. I think that would work great. Final Fantasy XI, if you've never played it before, worked really well on consoles. I actually played it a crap ton on the Xbox 360 and the PS2. And I think that it's a wonderful game, and I think that it worked so well. It's the way that it's kind of a menu-based system with, of course, you have macros, which are, by the way, with the controller work really well. And the way that the pacing of the combat works, it's perfect. I mean, it feels like an old-school Final Fantasy, and it also feels like an old-school MMO, and I really do love it. And no other MMO has even come close to this kind of battle system or anything. And in my opinion, I always felt like Final Fantasy XI was probably the best attempt to make a MMO like EverQuest, but more for a Japanese kind of audience, right? And people that like Japanese style games, which I'm one of those, by the way. I really do enjoy the kind of storytelling that comes from developers such as Square Enix, etc. But anyway, guys, I just want to say that that is my opinion. I do believe, and that's why it's kind of quiet. They didn't make a big announcement out of any of this, not the development of the game, because Square Enix is very careful with their Final Fantasy franchise. You can say what you want about the franchise, but they are very careful, and they do actually, even when they make mistakes, they always try to come back and fix it, right? Everybody hated Final Fantasy 13. So what they do? They made sequels where they did deliver on the things people complained about, making it more open world, etc., etc. Final Fantasy 15. I love the game, but they kept updating that game until actually now it's a totally different experience than it was when it first launched. They do care about this franchise a lot. It means so much to this company. So they didn't make a big announcement because they wanted to see what Nexon could do. They wanted to see if it was worth it. They probably kind of put their finger to the wind and seen that maybe mobile gaming for MMOs is kind of a joke, right? In my opinion, it's a joke, and decided, you know what, this isn't the future we want for Final Fantasy 11. Let's take this in-house. Let's do it right. PS5, Xbox One Series X, and PC, and that's what I'm hoping that they're doing. And they can bring those assets of whatever was done before, because it looks pretty good, right? It looks pretty good. They can, if they want to use those, right? Don't know if they will, have no idea, right? It's all speculation at this point. But I did want to make a video because I have a video out there that still gets quite a bit of views about the remake, because once again, there wasn't a whole lot of information out there, so nobody made a lot of content about it. And now I'm looking, nobody's making content about this announcement, so I was like, well, I guess I better do it and let people know, and also let you know my opinion on it. Now, let me know in the comments down below what you think. Do you think it's possible that they're going to take some of these assets, some of the work that was done by Nexon they obviously paid for, and use it and try to still salvage something out of this? Do you think they're going to replace the current Final Fantasy 11 with this? I mean, they could, right? Like, I mean, they took away the console versions, and now you can only play the game on PC, so it wouldn't surprise me much if it was just a revamped version of it. Of course, I think it would be smarter if they released it as a new MMO, and of course you can transfer over to it or stick with the original, but do they really want to run servers for the old and the new, and they're really the same game? I don't know. If you want my opinion of what I want the remake to be like, I do have a video, check it out here on the channel, about the Final Fantasy 11 remake. Of course, you just YouTube search Final Fantasy 11 remake, you're probably going to find my video anyway. But guys, I hope you enjoyed it today. Let me know in the comments down below what you would like to see out of this, if you think I'm right, if you think I'm wrong, if you think this is dead, if you think it was a bad idea, if you're happy that it's not going to be a mobile game. I know I am. I felt like that was going to ruin it. Even if they released it on PC, felt like just because it was a mobile, it's going to get the trash that kind of comes with that, right? That kind of pay to win, kind of crappy mobile experience, right? And that kind of automated, oh man, it just makes my stomach sick to think about mobile MMOs. Anyway, I don't even want to talk about that. Just let me know what you think in the comments down below, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video today. I want to give a big shout out to the members of Napalm. Thank you all so very much. You keep this channel alive. You keep it ticking. I really appreciate it. I could not do it without you. And if you're interested in becoming a member, please click the join button down below for more information and a list of perks. And of course, until next time, guys, God bless and happy gaming.
Please listen to what I say. I've been making videos all day. It's a video buffet, you can even hit replay. But please just subscribe. I can't even describe being part of my tribe. I'll even offer you a prize, but just please just subscribe. And hit the bell notification too.